This is another tutorial video of the Digit Management System. In this one, we'll show some extra features on the databases. If you haven't seen the tutorials on creating and querying relational database tables, I suggest you do that first. Let's start off with the Show Formats feature. So here we have a 2 million row, 10 column table. You'll see the Social Security number column here and lots of data again. We went in and we changed. We put the dash in the wrong one, like right here, where this one's out of proper format. We also changed a couple of numbers to letters. So let's go and look at the formats. We simply click on the column and say, look at the formats. And you see here we have, most of them conform to that 3-digit, a dash, 2-digit, dash, and 4 digits. We have this one that has a lowercase letter right there. This one has the dash in the wrong place, and this one has an uppercase letter right here. In this case, an O instead of a 0. I think this lower letter was a lowercase L, which looks like a 1 if you're just looking at it, but the show formats will help you find anomalies in your data. Next, we have a pivot table. So here's a 500,000 row, 6-column table with cities and states. There's 1,046 different unique city names in this table and our 50 states. So let's say we want to do a pivot table across that. So we click on the column we want to pivot. Select the pivot table. It's going to create a row for each of the 1,046. And the columns will be the states. We're going to count those up and see them all. So here we have an interactive result set that shows the number of rows for each city and state intersection. So we want to see Ada in Colorado. There's 14 of them, and there they are. Just double click on the number and it'll show you those values. We can export this data out to another table, to a file in HTML, CSV, or JSON format. So it's a very interactive table. Next, we'll show joins. Here we have a capitals table. You see the state, the abbreviation, the capital, and I just put Mr. or Ms. and the state name for the governor. I didn't look it up. Let's say we misspelled Massachusetts. We only put one T in Massachusetts. So we say, okay. Now we want to join this capital with that 2 million row table. So we click on the capital. We say we want to join with, we're going to join with that 2 million row, in which the state column matches up with the state column in the capitals table. Click it, and it's going to join everything except Massachusetts over here, the 39,000 where it's spelled correctly in the 2 million row table, did not match with anything in this one, and there's the misspelling. So yes, if we go over, we'll see 3 new columns now, abbreviation, the capital, and the governor. When we scroll down, we'll start to see missing lines, and every one of those should be where Massachusetts, it is there. We want to see just the Massachusetts rows. Here they are, and each one of these will have nothing for those 3 because it did not match in the join. So we're going to go correct it in our capitals, join it up again, and it'll match up. Formulas. So here, any column that is of type number, we can do formulas on. So if we want to add them all up, for example, we just formula for all values. It'll give you the sum and the average and the minimum, the maximum, minimum value for the entire column. Or we can select a subset of them and say formula of selected. It'll give you the sum and the average, maximum, minimum for just those selected ones. So you can do that against any number column. Next, we extracted out all the phone numbers in this table It started with a 1, 2 and exported it out to a JSON file. So here we have all the rows where the number started, phone number started with 1, 2. We're going to import that now on our friends definition, in which we made the city name a primary key. So, and we're going to create new levels there. If you haven't seen the video on 3-dimensional tables, I suggest you do that. But now we have this table where we have multiple levels. Now this particular for Read Sport, there was only one, so you don't see multiple levels for it. But all the others have various levels. So we want to see them all without having to double click on each individual value. We can select a range and say show as JSON. Now this will expand out each column and its multiple values in a easy to read format. You can again put this in the clipboard, export it out to a file, whatever you want to do with that. We have charting. So let's go back to our 500,000 row table. Here's all the different states. So we want to show those columns, and we want to take the, say, the top five or six, and show that in a chart. So here we see, Alaska is the most, followed by the others, which are fairly close to each other. So we can show that in a bar graph. We can switch over to a pie chart. We can do a line chart. There's a number of different charting here. You can change the themes and the legends. Do some other things with these charts. So make it easy to show your data in a graphical form. Next, we can do transformations. So let's say we wanted to uppercase all the city names. So I could simply come to this column header, and we want to transform all the values in that column. In this case, we're just going to uppercase. There's a bunch of different transformations here. We could lowercase them, capitalize, punctuation, strip out punctuation, get rid of extra spaces, all that kinds of things. But we're going to do just the uppercase. So click on OK, and sure enough, now every city is all uppercase. We'll change it back. We just simply transform it, and we'll do the capitalize all. This will change everything back to where each word in the name has a capital letter in front of it. We can add temporary columns. So we can simply come up here onto our result set, and we'll just call this, ABC. And now we have a new column. We could fill in the nulls if we wanted to. Right click, fill in the nulls. Say we want to put a yes in every single value. And now we have 500,000 yeses in the ABC column. You can base it off of values in other things or other columns. So make it very easy to create new columns. We didn't have to reload all the data. Because we're a columnar store, we can just add a new column. We can delete a column, hide one, do anything we want with our columns without having to reload all the data. So there's just a few of the extras that we can do with databases in Digits because of the way we've put the data in. We can do those very, very fast. Thank you very much.